Hi, good morning. Oh, good afternoon, folks. It is Monday, the first day of the week, school week, actually. So, okay. Um, yeah, so I've received a critical feedback from the conferences that I was not present at about 2 weeks ago. Sorry. And I'm going to address it for the rest of the program. So such as, well, not hearing me well at certain parts throughout the videos. Uh, I hope you can hear me well enough through this video. Um, but I can't exactly uh, raise my voice too high in this environment, and so, um, but I will do my best. So keep a really stable volume here. And also, let's see, concerns about, well, that's the Scratch Junior kids are not getting enough attention. I do provide them with at least 2 projects to do in class, um, each session, not just one or any in particular. And I also provide them with uh, challenges to do on Facebook too. So, um, but this concern is most likely due in part to the fact that most of the parents don't have access to the Facebook page. So um, that'll be also addressed quite soon. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. All right. So here's the class lesson that I went over last week. We're just gonna go through this quickly. We read about the snowy day. Um, you can watch the video on your own. I'll post a link through the Facebook link. Please take a look at it. Okay? Thanks so much. That is important for our upcoming challenge, including this lesson, okay? So I'm just quickly sliding through here just to get to the main gist of what we're doing today. So here, after, I'll just post the questions on the Facebook group too, so you can ask your kids before they commence their Scratch projects. Okay, so let's see. Bring our life to Scratch. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure you all can hear me. So I just realized I was not speaking at a stable enough volume for everyone to hear. But yes, what I was saying, I'm going to post these questions along with a video on Facebook. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Sec. Okay. So like I was saying, after you've watched the video, we're going to use Scratch to bring Peter's snowy day to life. So we're going to imagine animating a snowy scene with falling snowflakes and Peter playing in the snow. We're going to do this in a goal of 10 minutes. Okay? So what sounds can we add to make it even more magical? Alright, so we're going to open up our projects. Give me one sec. Okay, so here's my project. It's all there. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll first title it Snowy Day, and we're gonna be calling a game just because, well, it's a game. So, let's see what we got here. We're gonna be making a game about playing in the snow. So we're gonna have our person catch snowflakes and then have fun customizing the game, okay, with our own flair. We're gonna start with a snowy background, a person to catch snowflakes, and a snowflake. We're gonna set each sprite to be a good size for our game. Okay? So let's hear. What I mean is we'll delete the cat sprites, and I'm being recorded. Okay, great. The voice is being captured. So we're gonna choose a person to catch our snowflake. Eamon looks like he's catching a snowflake, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna choose Eamon. Okay. Okay. Alright, I have enough battery on my computer. I'm sorry. So, then we're going to find a snowflake. Just type it in there. And voila. We just type it in the search bar. Look. See this search bar here? You type snow, okay? Or if you're using, you know, Spanish Scratch, I'm pretty sure they have the Spanish version of it. Use, wow, I don't know how you say snowflake in Spanish, but I do know it's nieve, so it'd be like nieve if you had the Spanish version. Okay, so afterwards you'd choose a snowy background, so, you know, we'll choose the Arctic, okay? Because that's what we've done last week. Now we're going to, next up, we're going to decrease the size of our flakes, okay? So make sure you click on the snowflake. You click on the snowflake, and you decrease it to a size of 4. Okay, so the snowflake is now here. You see me dragging it? Now it's pretty small. Now you don't want it to be too small unless you really want it to be pretty small. So we'll just, you know, play it safe with a size of 10. You see? We can still see the snowflake. Now Eamon might be a little too big. We're not sure though. So we'll play it safe with a size of 84. So he's a little smaller. Okay? Okay. So afterwards, let's see what we got here. Okay, now repeat after me when I do this. Let me see. It's capturing. Yes, it's capturing my voice. Great. Okay, you press on Eamon. We're going to name him Peter for the sake of our story because, well, Peter is the protagonist of the snowy day. Okay. So, let's see. When the left arrow is pressed, I think it's forever. Let me just check my agenda. There we go. Okay, so we're going to choose a repeat until... Oh, dear goodness. Okay. We're going to do a repeat until... not that one. Not. Okay, come on. Let's see. Key. We're going to choose the same, okay? Left. Arrow. Alright. Now, last step is just, well, add this. We're going to make it a negative number. Why do we make it a negative number? Well, because let's just put -6 is fine. We're trying to move our character from left to right, okay? To move it left, we press on the left arrow, okay? So when we what happens is when we press the left arrow, it's going to move to the left. That aligns with, well, a negative number. So you need to have a negative number. Whereas, please repeat after me. When you, well, do a right arrow, and let me see if I can duplicate this. I can duplicate this. So we just duplicate this. Here's what I did. So I just right-clicked on this button. I mean, this orange block here. See, I duplicate it. I press it. And then I drag it down here, okay? You only need one, though. I was just showing an example. Nope, we don't need that. Come on. There. Okay? But after you duplicate it, just remember, because we're doing a right arrow code, we're going to change this to right arrow and this to a positive number. Sorry, not negative. Okay? Positive because we're moving to the right. That coincides with a positive alignment, okay? So, watch. See? When I press the right arrow, it's moving right. But when I press the left arrow, it's moving to the left. Okay? Great. Alright, next up is coding our snowflakes to fall. Okay? So we press on the snowflake. There. We drag this here. We go down to control, drag a forever block, go to motion, change Y by, pardon, we're going to also add an if conditional statement. So if, oh dear lord, okay. Oh no, wait, I did it right, great. Amazing. Okay, so, okay, no, I'm sorry. We go to operators, okay? So we're going to find the one that has a less than symbol, okay? This is just where we left off, picking up from where we left off last week. Okay, so we're going to drag this down here. Alright. Now, for the value here, we're going to actually change it to negative 170, okay? Alright, because, let me explain. Change y by negative 5, that means is that when you press on the green flag, the snowflake is going to fall, okay? That means the slope is negative, okay? Great. It's like when you're falling from 5 feet to sea level. You know, that's a negative difference. Okay? Great. Go to random. Great. We're going to, hang on one sec. Great, okay. We set it to 180. Alright. Now let's see what happens. Look at that. The snowflake is falling. You see? Alright, that's pretty cool. Now we're going to add code to allow our person to catch the snowflakes, okay? So here's how we do it. So let me just stop this. Great. Okay. So we're going to add another if statement, okay? It's going to be outside the other if block. So you see there are two separate blocks. So just keep that in mind, please. So if touching Peter, we're going to start a pop sound. Remember, you could record a sound too, or just go to sounds here on this end and modify the sound, okay? No, I don't want that. Okay, great. Now we're going, okay, now we're adding, we can hear the pop sounds. We don't need that right now. Okay, so we're gonna have it go to a random position and then set Y to the same number as we've done prior in the first block, 180. So what happens? Well, what happens is, oh, we're catching it. You see? We're catching the snowflakes. Alright? This is fun. It's sort of like, I actually don't know what game I can reference here. Anywho, let's see. Did I stop it? So, one question for you folks is, what does every game need? What does every game need in their interface? That's right, a score. Okay, so we're going to create a variable called a score. Alright, so here's what we do. We go down to variables here. Am I being recorded? Great. Um, okay, so we just to write score. Um, we'll create it for all sprites. Let's see. Okay. We're going to add. We're gonna add a new code structure. So what I mean is, let me just move this out of the way. Add this. We're gonna add a set score to 0. Go to random position and set Y. Okay, please scroll down. Thank you. Set Y to 180. Okay. All right. And then for the main block here, this big old block here, we're going to go back to variables here and change the score by 1. Put it above the start sound. Okay? Alright, now you see we have a score here. Our score is on the top of the snowy background, the Arctic, where my mouse is encircling. Okay? So we're going to try this. Watch. Oh. You see? We've got a score of 4 now, and 5 and counting. Okay, because we've now added a score variable. Again, touching upon the topic of variables. Okay, so, well, that's pretty much it. Congratulations, you've made your first snowflake game in the summer. Alright, so let me just go over what, let's see, show and tell questions. We can, let's see, yes. You know, if you have any siblings, or you can share your winter masterpiece with your family as well, as a sort of show and tell. You can also share amongst yourselves positive and constructive feedback, okay? So, just some questions I'd like you to reflect upon. All right. Ask your students, how does our game relate to the book we read today? What other games could you make with a snow theme? How would your game be different if you were making a game for virtual reality? Okay? Afterwards, okay, great. So I'm still being recorded. Here are 2 bonus challenges I'd love for you all to try and finish by this Wednesday. Okay? So we're going to, for the first project, add another sprite that is not a snowflake. Give your person -1 points if they touch it. It could be a falling bear, dragon, anything that comes to your mind, okay? Just whatever is available as a sprite. And then you can add a win condition. If your person catches 20 snowflakes, say, you win, and end the game. Alright? Afterwards, add another level. If your person catches 10 snowflakes, change the background and the speed of the snowflakes. What else could you add to your game? Get creative and have fun exploring the possibilities. Alright? Now the second project involves paper. Take a few minutes to answer these questions on paper or in your head, and then share your story with the class for this Wednesday. Where does your game take place? That's the first question. The second question is, who is your person? Then, the third question, why are they outside trying to catch snowflakes? The fourth question, what funny or interesting things happen when they are catching snowflakes? Now, in your head, create a little story with this information and share your story with the class. Well done, folks. If you have any questions, once again, please do not hesitate to ask, okay? And share any other concerns you have with me, okay? Or, with ROOHSTUDIO in general. Merci. Au revoir.